What's up everybody, this is Damron with Trash Ass Gamers and we're playing Bastion. We're on part 11 of our complete guide, so if you haven't seen the part 1 through 10, this is a complete guide. We've been covering every single level, no breaks from start to finish, did all the proving grounds, and now we're on to our final dream sequence in Who Knows Where, which is the Stranger's Dream, and we're obviously on our way trying to get all of the achievements in the game, so we're doing all the dream sequences with all 10 shrine idols activated. I did discuss about which specific spirits and the weapons we're using in part 8 of this guide, but just briefly to touch on those if you're just coming for this video, we definitely want to have the life wine activated. That's pretty critical. It's going to allow us to come back from death in certain situations. We obviously want the Bastion bourbon for the extra tonics. The most important one for these with all the shrine idol activated is leech aid, where you can get some health back after striking an enemy. That's critical because with all the idols activated, the enemies will not drop health tonics, so that's a must. And then champagne for the extra damage boost of 25%. That's pretty good. And there's a few other that aren't as critical, but the 15% damage reduction is a really nice one to have. And just briefly, the weapons we're obviously using the Brusher's Pike and the Galleon Mortar, and our strategy is really to kind of, move, don't stop moving because that's going to get you in trouble. You want to kind of move around, get a Galleon Mortar shot off when you can. Your thrust from your Brusher's Pike should be upgraded. You can get quick attacks off, and that should be doing a high amount of damage as well. So that's kind of the strategy that I use overall as I'm kind of moving around the arena with those two weapons. And the special that I use is the bombardment from the Galleon Mortar. You'll see me use that a couple times. Again, you're going to have 3 shots because you're not going to get any more shots as the enemies don't drop that black powder. So keep that in mind. So we're on the final dream sequence. Again, we're on the Stranger's Dream. This is probably the most difficult portion of the game in trying to get all of the achievements in the game. Doing this with all 10 shrine idols active is pretty difficult. Obviously, I won't talk throughout the entirety of the sequence as we progress through the reflections. You can watch how I approach each one. I don't want to talk over the whole thing. But the main difference between this and the prior dream sequences is now we have 30 reflections instead of 20, and each reflection generally has more enemies and is much more difficult than any of the sequences you faced in the prior dream sequences. So keep that in mind as we progress through this one. It is longer, and as you know, we've been playing score attack. I spoke in one of the earlier parts of the guide. Don't worry about the specific scores that we're getting on each individual level. We will get 1,000,000 by the end of the guide for the hard bargain achievement, and this dream sequence is why. You're going to get in excess of 600, you could get 800,000 or even more if you're really doing a score run. You can get a bunch of points just from this particular dream sequence. So after we finish this, I'll show you we'll definitely have 1,000,000 and we'll have that achievement as well. So let's go ahead and bang out this Stranger's Dream, and we'll talk a little bit about the end when we unlock some achievements, and then we'll be on to the final level of the game in the final part after this video.
Is there anything it can't do? D is for dread rum, a potent spirit brewed from a foul-smelling plant that grows in the wilds. One taste will sharpen your senses. E is for evacuation. In an emergency, stay calm, leave your belongings, and make your way to the nearest safe haven. F is for foundation, a solid plot of land for building anything you can imagine. Even grand ideas start small. G is for Garmuth, the god of purpose and folly. The crippled Duke reminds us that good intentions are nothing on their own. H is for Hensa, goddess of pain and pleasure. You can't have one without the other. The veiled widow makes sure of it. I is for In Case of Trouble, a song grown famous across the land, dedicated to the pioneering spirit of Caelondia. J is for Javel, the god of health and atrophy. We each have the Tower Keeper's strength in us, until that strength runs out. K is for kid, a guy or gal just like you. Don't be in such a hurry to grow up, since there's nothing a kid can't do. L is for Lemaine, the god of hope and despair. The Mason King knows that success and failure are all in the mind. overseer, our goddess of loss and longing. We all are born from the Lorn Mother, and in the end, we all return to her. And as for Nordy, the bird boy, who's always there to bring a smile at the Hanging Gardens, thanks to his feathered friends. O is for Alec, our young god of chance and whim. The carefree son lives forever in the moment. The rest of us get out to try. P is for Pith, the god of commotion and order. When the wakeful bull is calm, let's all do our part to keep him that way. Q is for Queen Anne, the notorious ankle gator from the wilds. She can even dig her way into rotten children's dreams. Still with me? R is for Rothus, the god of thirst and plenty. The gorging host reminds us to always know we've had enough. S is for Scumbag, a big lumpy old fellow who sidles about. He loves eating trash. Just be sure to keep a healthy distance from him. T is for Trigger, the army's sharpest shooter. Take pride in Caelandia's mounted soldiers. They risk it all to keep us safe. U is for Ura, our pale neighbors to the east, whose homes are underground. Each day we learn to live in harmony. V is for Vigil, an act in remembrance. The sacrifices of our forefathers gave us a new beginning here in Caelandia. W is for Weepin' Nelly, the Langston River's fastest little ferry barge. We couldn't have crossed that river without her help. X is for nothing. Stranger's letter in the mix. Yet even the stranger's letter has its use, as you couldn't have a mailbox without one. got impulse and bravery. Each time the morning stallion stamps his hoof, somebody out there makes up his mind. Z is for Zolwood, a tough old plant whose gourds make great target practice. Whatever you do, don't eat 'em. The end. There's nothing after Z. Used to be one more page in here, though, before somebody tore it out. Know what it said?
Alright, so congratulations if you made it to this point. This is certainly a difficult dream sequence to get through, but we will unlock a few more achievements here. We'll unlock All in the Mind when you beat this for beating it with 5 or more Shrine Idols active. So that'll be our 16th achievement. And of course we're doing with all 10 Shrine Idols active, so we're also going to unlock About the Author, which is to beat the Stranger's Dream with all 10 Shrine Idols active. So we'll have that off the board. And then also, as we discussed earlier, now that we have finished this, likely you should have more than 1,000,000 points in your score attack run, so that's going to unlock the Hard Bargain achievement, which is to score more than 1,000,000 points in the score attack mode of Bastion. So I hope you guys haven't liked the guide. I hope you've enjoyed the videos. The next part will actually be the final part as we progress into the final level, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it. This is a smaller channel. It's kind of a hobby for me. If you like the content, feel free to like and subscribe, and hopefully we'll see you in part 12 and the final part of Bastion.